Hello and welcome to TNT, and a big hello to Dana and Molly. Lovely to meet you on the weekend at Seeds of Change. They were the first people that came in personally to pick up their toy elephant. So congratulations, you were the very first people to get your brand new toy elephants. We raised, I think, some 159,000 baht. All that money will go to Seeds of Change. So thank you to all those people that donated and got involved. Welcome to Monday the 6th of March, a brand new week, but for people in Thailand it's a public holiday today. One of the very big, I think there are 5 major Buddhist holidays each year, and today is one of them, which will bring us to one of our reminders in just a moment. And hark, in the background, I can hear the chanting of Buddhist monks at one of the nearby temples. So a lot of Thais will be having today off. Of course, in tourist areas, shopping centres will be open, the banks in the shopping centres will be open, but all public offices, including immigration offices, will be closed today. Now, other problems that emerge on a day like today. This from Kalsod English, and they say that Suvarnabhumi Airport's Facebook page posted that during the upcoming long weekend, please arrive at the airport at least 3 hours before departure time for international flights and at least 2 hours before departure time for domestic flights. So there is chaos expected. So this afternoon, as people head back to wherever they came from, there is probably going to be quite a few queues. Get there at least 2 hours earlier if you are travelling domestically. And good luck on your travels. And the other reminder, of course, because it is a Buddhist public holiday, is there's no alcohol. So from midnight last night till midnight tonight in Thailand, no alcohol is being served. That means the pubs will be closed, and the clubs, I suppose, they'll be opening up at 12 o'clock. And that all 7-Elevens and places like that, you won't be able to buy alcohol today. So at least you know. Let's go to our first story today. This from CNBC.com. This is the CNBC Travel. And they report that travel demand fuels a boom in Asia Pacific in hotel rates. And anybody booking hotels lately would notice that the rates have increased incredibly. Let's see what it says. Finding a great hotel deal may be harder than ever before. Hotel rates are at an all-time high. According to the Hilton Hotels Asia Pacific president, rates are being fueled by travel demand that is like a feast to offset the famine. And, of course, referring to the pandemic. According to earnings reports, Hilton's average daily rates increased by 8%. The Marriott and IHG hotels increased by 13%. This is compared to the fourth quarter last year. And Hyatt had a 14% daily rate increase. I mean, people in some of the holiday areas in Thailand, though, would suggest the hotel rates are much higher than that. Data shows that this is especially true in places where Chinese travellers are going. Average hotel rates across Southeast Asia have gone up more than 10% since 2022, according to data from Traveloka, but rates have climbed to more than 45% in destinations that are attracting the most Chinese travellers, and the most significant increases were recorded in Bali, Bangkok, Phuket and Singapore, with Bangkok topping the charts at over 70% and Singapore at 40%. Ctrip, the leading travel booking website in China, also told CNBC that the average hotel booking prices in Bangkok jumped by around 70% in January. So it looks like if you thought the prices were going up very quickly, very steeply in places like Phuket, Pattaya, Bangkok, well, you're absolutely right. It's proven by the data. And Traveloka's data shows that hotel rate hikes are not limited to the luxury fare, but are more significant among the high-end hotels. A report from Adara in late February showed Chinese travellers are spending significantly more on hotel rooms. Fewer travellers booked rooms under $100 a night, that's US dollars, while the number of people booking rooms that cost $400 US dollars or more nearly tripled. Additionally, international travel is largely limited to those who are able to pay for airfares that have doubled or even tripled in price. Haven't we noticed that? And then further down, the result was limited seats and sky-high fares for a return flight between San Francisco and Shanghai in March. United Airlines was charging nearly $4,000 in economy, more than $18,000 in business. A lot of you send me almost daily the prices that you've been finding for your proposed travels to Thailand. Some of you are finding a few bargains, which is great, but generally most of you are reporting a steep rise in the cost and availability of airfares into Thailand at this time. And finally, there's also evidence that high hotel rates could be short-lived or perhaps follow an undulating path of sporadic rises and falls as the travel industry in Asia-Pacific attempts to return to normal. Well, whatever that is, I certainly don't think we're going to be returning to the way things were back in 2019. Things are very unpredictable. Things will go up and down in price. It'll depend on world economics, inflation, the travel plans of the people from various parts of the world. Certainly the travel demographics here in Thailand at the moment are completely skew if compared to what they were back in 2019. And the TAT said, well, we're going to get 22.5 million travellers through the immigration turnstiles this year. That will probably happen, but between now and the end of the year, there are so many things that we simply can't predict that might happen to upset that number, or indeed might even increase it. A big thanks to our sponsor, 5 Star Marine, for their ongoing support of the program. If you are down on the Southern Island and you'd like to head out to one of the 32 islands off the coast of Phuket with a private boat tour, there's a link in the description of this video. Thanks for joining us for the start of a brand new week. Monday, a public holiday here in Thailand. And thanks for those people that tuned into our first episode of Grumpy Old Men yesterday. There's a link in the description of this video if you haven't seen it. And it's going to be a weekly edition. It's going to come out on Sundays. And we'll be joined by other grumpies in future weeks. But that's going to be a regular Sunday. It's going to come out at 9 a.m. on Sunday mornings Thai time. Hopefully you'll get a few giggles, maybe even learn something. Probably not. But we'll move on to a quick bit of political news, and we go to Thai PBS. They report that the Thai PM's condition improves after minor surgery on his hand. The Prime Minister Prayut Chan-o-cha's condition has improved, and he'll be able to return home today after undergoing minor surgery to remove a lymph node from his swollen right hand. The hospital director told the media that the doctors initially prescribed antibiotics to treat the condition. Thai doctors like to prescribe antibiotics for just about everything. And they treated the condition without success, and an MRI scan revealed a problematic lymph node in the hand. The Prime Minister's condition has improved, but he's been advised to rest his right hand for a while. Prime Minister using his right hand too much, it seems. And we go to the Bangkok Post, and Chuwit targets the Chitjob clan. Chuwit, of course, the whistleblower and former MP who's been causing mayhem across the Thai political landscape, and the Royal Thai Police is now targeting the Chitjob clan, specifically the Bumjai Thai Party. He's alleged irregularities in the bidding for the Orange Line electric train project overseen by the Transport Minister. Mr. Chuwit, a former massage parlour tycoon and politician, claims that the Transport Minister used the employee of a construction company as a nominee to tender bids for the contracts of the Department of Highways and the Department of Rural Roads. He's alleged the use of a nominee to hold shares in a construction company which was awarded contracts worth billions of baht by the Transport Minister. He was accused of concealing his assets in the company and using an employee as a nominee to hold shares on his behalf. Before the 2019 election, he transferred his shares, valued at 119 million baht, to the nominee. And the minister had rejected the allegation, saying a friend bought the company's shares and there was proof of the money transfer. Of course, we look forward to seeing that proof. And Mr. Chuwit on Friday claimed the company was awarded 82 contracts valued around 1.2 billion baht, and said the nominee also donated more than 7 million baht to the Bumjai Thai Party. This runs deep. And beyond that, there is quite a concerted campaign from Chuwit and from other politicians to target not only the Bumjai Thai Party, not only the Transport Minister, but also the Public Health Minister, Anatun Sharvirakun. Goes back to a story last week in The Nation Thailand, said that veteran Democrat offered 200 million baht to defect. The House Speaker and Democrat Party Chief Advisor Chuan Likpai, a politician in Thailand who is broadly recognised as being above reproach, last Sunday alleged that a rival political party offered a veteran Democrat politician in a southern province 200 million baht to lead all Democrat MPs in the province to another party. Chuan did not name the party that offered the money or the Democrat it was offered to. Plenty of speculation in the media and social media, however, exactly who that party is. And going to the opposition parties now, and the Bangkok Post reporting that Pheu Thai vows to rid Buriram of illegal drugs. That story says, in a major campaign rally in Buriram, which of course is up in the northeast of Thailand, the Pheu Thai party vowed that if elected, with a landslide, it would transform this northeastern province by ridding it of all kinds of illicit drugs. Well, that's a ridiculous promise to make, given that there are 77 provinces in Thailand. There's not a wall between those provinces. They're really just imaginary lines between streets. There's no way they can stop the flow of drugs in and out of individual provinces. Further down in the 2019 election, the Bumjai Thai Party, under Anatun Sharvirakun, swept all 8 House seats available in the province. That's the province of Buriram. In the 2023 election, there are 10 seats up for grabs, 2 more than the previous poll. And Paetongtarn Shinawat, the 36-year-old head of the Pheu Thai family and thought to be a prime ministerial candidate, she told the crowd she's now pregnant and didn't want her child to grow up to see narcotic drugs everywhere, with cannabis making the situation worse. She did not directly mention the Bumjai Thai Party, the driving force behind the decriminalisation of cannabis last year. I think you should be starting to put these pieces of the puzzle together if you haven't already. She said, "I don't want cannabis to be easily available." Well, again, quite publicly, the Pheu Thai party now saying that they're against the decriminalisation of cannabis. They'll get the highest number of primary votes after the election, probably going to be held on May the 9th. And whether they can form a government or not, of course, is a totally different question. But if they do, there will be a big question mark over the future of the decriminalisation of cannabis, and I'm pretty sure that you'll see some specific laws that will prevent the recreational use of cannabis in the future. But all that's yet to come, and certainly nothing will change until at least the sitting of the next parliament, which won't be till July or August this year at the earliest. You're watching TNT. We go on to our next story now, and it's from The Nation. And prayers as the family bids a final goodbye to the young wild boar, Duangpetch Dom Promthep. The 18-year-old's ashes were handed over to his grieving family on Saturday morning at Suvarnabhumi Airport. Some very touching photos of the former head coach Zico handing over the ashes to Dom's family, who were at the airport. And some 100 people attended the prayer ceremony, including Duangpetch's parents and relatives, members of the wild boar team, and others who were involved in the Tam Luang cave rescue. The prayers were led by the temple's abbot, and the teenager's ashes will be released into water in Chiang Rai's Chiang Sen district today, according to the family. And we understand we have to wait until July for the UK coroner to announce the results of the autopsy. And to this story from The Star, Thailand's army issues stricter safety order in the south after a deadly attack. And this refers to an attack on Saturday. Officials have been instructed to ensure that the scene is 100% safe before they enter. The order follows the deaths of 2 army officers in a bomb attack on Friday, and they were both explosive ordnance officials. The pair were killed and 1 more was injured in a blast targeting the convoy of the Deputy Army Region 4 commander. A second attack occurred on Saturday evening when suspected insurgents tossed a pipe bomb at army officers behind a base in the Russo district. and the attack failed and no one was injured. So yet another attack, and it may coincide with Malaysian politicians visiting the south as negotiations really start to ramp up between the warring factions that have been causing this deadly southern insurgency over the past 25 years in the southern provinces of Thailand. And two predictions that have come out over the last couple of days. This one from Southeast Asia. China has set its lowest target in 3 decades of around 5% after missing its mark last year. This is a growth target. As lockdowns and housing market woes took a chunk out of its economy, China's 3% growth in 2023, one of its worst performances since the 1970s, fell short of its target of around 5.5%. So it will be interesting to see if China can actually reach a growth target of 5% this year. A lot of pundits would say probably not. And this prediction also from the Straits Times: Japan will disappear without action on births, according to the Prime Minister. Japan will cease to exist. Pretty radical statement. If it can't slow a fall in its birth rate that threatens to wreck the social safety net and economy, according to an advisor to the PM, Fumio Kishida. Japan announced on February the 28th the number of babies born last year had slumped to a record low. Last year, about twice as many people died as were born in Japan, with fewer than 800,000 births at about 1.58 million deaths. Now, the issue of excess deaths is something that a lot of countries are noticing at the moment, and there's been quite a lot of, conspiratorial social media rattling about this issue, but we are starting to find out exactly what's causing those excess deaths, and hopefully we'll get some major reports from some of the larger economies in coming months about that issue. And the population in Japan's fallen to 124.6 million from a peak of just over 128 million reached in 2008. And the pace of decline is increasing. So Japan facing some sort of existential demographic threat there, according to thestraitstimes.com. And that's about it for Monday's quick whip around of all the major stories in Thailand and some around the region. Hopefully you'll enjoy the rest of your holiday Monday, one of the major Buddhist holidays in Thailand, and we look forward to seeing you again tomorrow.